the group were tossed from the city council chambers where the meeting took place as they often interrupted the chants, banged on windows, and shouted obscenities. Quote, "It is the ruling class attack on the working class," unquote, Defend Our Hood said in a statement. Quote, "It's going to destroy 1,300 low-cost units in one of the last central areas in where Austin working class people can live," unquote. So, I mean, they're not entirely that wrong, but here's where it gets really weird. We got the project's lobbyists, you mean briberyists, Michael Willman, called their disruptions of meetings and protests near the site, quote, "performance politics." Whelan said he attempted to reach out to the group, but was never able to build a dialogue. "I don't see a desire to engage in open process," Whelan said. "We've had community meetings with the contact team, and meetings with the other opponents. They said they do not want to engage in the matter." And this is true. When we talked to them, they were not interested in dialogue. Mm-hmm. It's their way or the
highway.
The highway. Now, is that something we've lost video?
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
Okay, so look, this is a fringe group, far left,
yes,
right? And I will defend to the death their right to say everything that they say. I don't agree with it, and I don't agree with their tactics, but this is what I'll tell you. We're living in a capitalist society, folks. We've got an organization here that needs to run on money. If they want to buy posters, they've got to get out there and they've got to protest any sign of gentrification at all costs. Yes, they're going to inflate the necessity for you to react, but they're going to still ask for $5. So, look, is it gentrification? I mean, I don't feel like...
It's a made-up word, I think.
I don't feel like East Riverside is all that cultural. You know, like I felt worse for East 6th or East 7th or East 11th or East Rosewood or East 13th or East 12th or 15th or MLK, what's coming to MLK. I mean, what's coming to Springdale. I mean, that was historically Black, Hispanic areas that have truly been gentrified.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the term gentrified,
yeah,
it is like a change in the demographics. I mean, can we call it that? You know, a swift change in the demographics of a certain area.
Sort of funny, not to make this political, but it's sort of funny.
Due to like a change in the economic demographics of the area as well.
They're just afraid.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not on either side of this, but I think it's funny that we'll have people say that white America is afraid of not being white anymore. And then we've got this gentrification area, which is pretty much the same thing. They're worried that it's going to be more white now. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be white. Economics don't mean white people, but you see the sort of idea. We'll get into more of this Rhetoric kind of bullshit talk anyways. But I did want to mention what the developers had promised to do with this area. The developers have promised to make between 400 and 565 of housing units. They build affordable housing with rents budget-friendly to families making no more than 60% of Austin's median income. What is Austin's median income? Have we looked? I'm going to look that up real quick. Do you guys know what it is? Oh, it's $55,000. That's the median income. I don't even make that, so I'm under that. So
you can't get in. You can't get in.
What does it mean? It says 60% of it. I don't even make making no more than 60%. So I would be eligible for this. They are touting a portion of the project as the largest affordable housing by private developer ever in Austin's urban core. So they're trying to take the 1,300, make them into 4,700, but leave, let's say, up to 600 of them affordable housing, which is slightly less than what it was originally of 1,300. Whatever, right? What do you guys think about this?
I'm not over $1,000 yet on my rent, and
I am.
And you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's close to it. It's 900 something.
I moved in long ago, and I've gotten her thing like every 2 years she tries and raises it $50, But one
Not
time,
this year, baby.
one time I thwarted her, and I was like, "Listen, you can. It's just a
juice.
real bad time. You shouldn't really raise my rent. I don't know where I'd go, you know." And it was a little bit of a con job, but anyway. So
All right, you're rambling, my man. That's
what
okay.
what I'm saying is I'm not in a rent control place, but I've got another 4 years before I get over the $1,000 a month.
If they're going by $50
Yeah.
a year. All right. Let's
then
get to some of these comments. We don't have any comments just yet, but we got Rob Osso in there with this Forrest Gump smiley guy.
Rob Oso.
Rob Oso.
That's
We got
Spanish
Taz.
for bear.
Taz hanging out. We've got Courtney hanging out saying, "Hey, Jimmy, I didn't know you had a show."
Yeah.
We've got Snoopy Joe Melvin saying, "Slam it." Taz saying, "Chug it." And Leon saying, "Hey, Jimmy."
Hey, guys.
So, hey, welcome. Chris
All right.
Odom is here too, my man. What's up, bro?
So look, I mean, I trust the Austin City Council. The ones that have been voted in now, I didn't trust what's his name? The guy was a jackass. He got voted out. Some guy named Jimmy took his seat. He might be a douchebag, but I mean, he hasn't wowed me in the wrong direction yet. I think they're doing some good things. You know, I know nobody likes the homeless camping ordinance
Nobody
that got
likes
passed,
that.
but I think it's from misunderstanding it. And once you get to a place of understanding, I think that you'd understand that criminalizing homelessness does not help anybody. Just like, and we can equate that to like the school to prison pipeline. You know, and now let's make an analogy between those two. It just hurts people. You know, I was reading an article about the Dallas police that targeted a predominantly black neighborhood, and they pulled over like 9,000 people in a 3-week period.
Damn.
And a lot of tickets given for lights.
Hey, real quick,
and
sorry to
all that
interrupt
stuff.
you. You lost
And
your
then-
your watcher party.
How did I lose them?
We got cut off there, and I think it cut us off. So, trying to get us. We are live
My watcher
now.
party's going.
No, it's what it. I was just watching it. It's playing Brewer Order, and I was like, "What the heck? We were done with that a long time ago." I've got it here now. See, we've only been live for 7 minutes on here. Sorry, guys, we keep cutting out. Looks like we're still cutting out.
Well, maybe we shouldn't be like streaming.
We got
No,
Tony
it's only
DeRico.
cut out the one time. It's been up ever since then.
Tony and Michael
I'm out.
are here.
I turned off my watch party. Don't watch my watch party. Watch us on YouTube or on Podbeam or whatever.
YouTube
the
or
hell.
Facebook or
I'm
Periscope
sorry.
right now.
I'm sorry. I did a watch party. Okay.
So let's get into our main topic and
Yeah,
what we
let's
do
do
need to talk about today. Now, some
lead us
horrific-
into it gently.
in a world that's not normal. Mass murders, mass shootings everywhere. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Listen, we had some crazy shit happen over the weekend. 4 mass shootings over the weekend.
What do you mean 4?
Funny that you didn't hear about the other ones, but I don't want to blame anybody because we do want to talk about blame. So do you blame Trump for El Paso is the question. We want to see your comments. Do you blame Trump for the El Paso shooting at a Walmart? I'm sure everyone knows by now. If you're not living under a rock, you know what happened. We will not say the guy's name. We will not read his whole manifesto. We will talk a little bit about his manifesto.
Okay, so
But I do
look,
want to know, do you blame Trump for El Paso shooting?
Do you blame Trump for the El
Take
Paso
that down.
shooting? That's the question. No, I do not blame Trump for a person grabbing a gun and shooting up people. Okay.
Good.
That person is responsible for what they did. They did it on their own. Now,
Go to our docs and try to get this one up.
this goes back to who do I blame? Who do we blame? Who's to blame?
Well, it's good that you asked that. I do have a clip. I highlighted it.
Of Trump rhetoric that may have gotten into this guy's head.
Well, no, I want the main question. We'll get into rhetoric here in a little bit, but let's move. Let's move like this strategically here.
Okay.
Who do we blame? Here is a video of
Who is it?
lots of different publications blaming somebody.
All CNN and MSNBC.
Probably.
Yeah.
promoting violent acts.
Do you see a connection between words that come from the president's mouth and the attacks of this weekend?
Do you think he needs to apologize?
This is going to be something that he is going to have to answer for.
If you're a white supremacist, you find the president's words possibly inspirational, possibly comforting.
The question is, does the president have any acknowledgement of the role his rhetoric as the president of the United States might play?
Many people are actually pointing toward the president's own past words, specifically at some of his rallies.
It takes
got it.
You get it? Okay.
deal of denial.
We shouldn't blame him.
This is exactly what I was saying. So
Tell me. Talk to me.
As soon as I, like Saturday, man, I had such a great day. We were out on the river.
Don't ramble on. Let's get into the points.
And I come back, had a couple drinks, maybe too many drinks. Anyway, get home.
I had too many drinks. Terrific drinks. Best drinks.
First thing I do is turn on the television. My television I programmed to not come on to CNN or MSNBC or Fox News anymore.
Did you really have that going on?
I had it so that it would come on.
Okay.
But I don't want that. So it was on American Pickers. I was watching some American Pickers.
Yeah, that's a healthy show to be watching.
And
I tell you what.
On History Channel.
How about the Pawn Stars? You like the Pawn Stars on there? Not so much.
I'm kind of done with the.
He's like, I got this Yogi Berra baseball card. He's like, I'll give you $20 for it.
Son's too disrespectful of the dad, and then the other fat guy, they just is like the punching bag for everybody.
And the dumb guy, comes off as a dumb guy. His name is Chubbs or some shit like
Bottom
that.
line is, as soon as I did flip, because I inevitably flipped to the news channels, the shooting in El Paso had already happened. So as immediately, I have a visceral reaction. I'm just like thinking of, I don't know. I've got an amazing imagination, I guess, and so I can
the best imagination.
I can put myself like in that moment, and feel the fear that these people must have been going through.
Yeah.
Okay. This person walked in with a rifle, and am I right? This is the guy that had the 100 round.
No, that was a different shooter.
Was that in
this
Dayton?
Was
Okay.
He had a Wasser 10, which is a civilian version of the AK-47, from what I understand.
And he just had one with an extended clip.
I don't know what that. I don't think so. I think it was a regular size clip, but I don't know the capacity of it. Okay. It's higher than 10 or 20, I believe.
22 people now dead. Because 2 people passed away from their wounds, and then so, for me the wave of emotion is, man, and then we've become I've become raw to this, or not raw but scabbed over, man. So like I can say that there's several times, like maybe Sandy Hook. With the kids, I think when I heard about that story,
you get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch.
Fuck you, Alex. Serious. But like that was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Kids being killed.
Yeah. Terrible.
So then I immediately put on my logical brain and I'm like, okay, it's time to start ciphering through the messages.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
I'm not. Because there's multiple messages out there that we need to listen to, all of them. And like you were like, why are you listening to Fox News? Well, because I need to listen. I switch between, and especially in a news event like this, I just graduated from college with an electronic media degree. I've just recently, a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm old. I finished school late, but I'm trained in journalism. Okay, so what do? I do
a
research.
University?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. No wonder you're.
It was
so,
not.
No wonder you're.
It was not the one that I made up called Ancient Astronaut Theorist University.
That's right.
Which I'm the dean of. Follow that.
I'm on the board too
on Twitter. But so look. There's multiple messages out there, and I knew that there was going to be an anti-gun message. There would be a why has nothing been done yet message, which has been hard and heavy. And then there would be a very heavy like pro-gun. They're gonna take our guns away. Watch out. This is all a ploy by the Democrats to just take our guns. Like that would be one of the other narratives.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
And then there would also be a very heavy, and because we never finished the last argument about Trump's rhetoric. The most recent rhetoric argument was what he was saying to those 4 freshmen congressmen.
The recent one we were talking about was
going backwards.
Elijah Cummings.
There was the 4 freshmen.
Okay.
And then Elijah
Which
Cummings.
I called xenophobic at best.
And Elijah Cummings came to their defense and said something and was asked if he was racist. And then he answered and he says, I think he is racist. And then that's when Trump was like, by the way, he's from a rat infested, And then so attacks Elijah Cummings.
And then meanwhile, without Trump knowing, his place got robbed.
And then all the meanwhile,
too bad.
This is the same guy that in his
he says some dumb stuff.
In his introductory speech to announce his presidency, he said they're rapists, they're bringing drugs
about MS-13. You always do this out of context.
No.
It's about
I'm not
MS-13.
taking it out of context. Look up the quote. He doesn't say and MS-13.
They're not sending us their best. Is what he says.
Exactly. So it's ambiguous, and he did not specify.
It's ambiguous, but it's not. So if it's that ambiguous,
anyway,
how is it racist?
So he has this
ambiguous.
rhetoric. He has this rhetoric.
Okay.
He has this rhetoric.
Yes.
We all know it. We all agree that it's racist.
I don't agree that it's racist.
Okay, we believe it's xenophobia at best.
Right.
And then, which is a disease and needs to be treated with a 12-step program.
We talked about this last week. It was not a disease.
Okay. And then
oh
so all this is going on, and then the shooting happens.
Right.
And then, it's a guy that has an idea, and it's a racist idea.
Right.
And in his letter, some of the words or the way he wrote it kind of smells like if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. It sounds like some of the rhetoric that we've heard from our president. So we knew we were going to get a heavy dose of, is this Trump's fault because this guy shot up this Walmart? Is it Trump's fault? Which I will just stop you right now and say, false premise. It's not Trump's fault.
Good.
Could his rhetoric have led to this person's ideology? Possibly.
And has it happened in the past many times with other people besides Trump? Absolutely. And we're going to get into those in just a moment. So I do have his manifesto here. And I wanted to mention this real quickly. It's completely unverified, but there is a second manifesto going around that is completely unverified. I cannot find a different source, another source.
Where's that from? Is that from Hacker8 or what is that?
Yeah, some shit that's like WordPress.com with somebody's fucking weird. Tony DeRico says xenophobia is only against non-white countries. Xenophobia is the rational fear of something different than you. It has nothing to do with white, black, or anything. Blacks can be xenophobic as well. I guess it would still fit with your non-white countries there, but xenophobia has nothing to do with countries. It's in the way Charlie had put it, it's someone that's extremely, nationalist. Now, it's someone that's just, and I think the definition, if we want to look that up, is an irrational fear of what's different. If you're going to put phobia, if anything, and that's what I said at best.
And so that could be an irrational fear.
Yeah, it's irrational. And how many times do I need to go over this? The guy says fucking stupid stuff all the fucking time. I call it out when it's bad, and I definitely fucking agree with him when it's good. The thing is, there are some things that are bad, and when you talk about him in his tweet about the infestation of rats in Baltimore, and all I hear is, and especially from you, when you say infestation, it's racist. It's like, no, we have the mayor of what's her name? Mayor, here it is right here. Mayor Catherine Pugh. No. You could smell the rats. A black mayor in there walking through the town saying it smells like that. Rats. When you say rat and infested in a tweet, it means literally that. Not only that, he said that about Pelosi's district. They get the homeless. It's infested with these.
Well, get back. You're getting off track with the rats.
We're gonna get into more of this rhetoric stuff, but basically, I was talking to you guys about this manifesto. It actually literally.
But he's racist. He's racist.
Who? Trump? No. You're gonna have to show me a lot more proof of his as racist, besides some things that you interpret as racist. Yeah. Literal stuff like being an actual
yeah.
racist and not getting awards
Yeah.
from Jesse Jackson when you were he's a total con man. Anyways, back into this Walmart thing. A little light humor, I guess, here. You know, you can say there are things in here that sound like what Trump has said. But also, you'll find things that sounds like Andrew Yang has said when he talks
Who's Andrew Yang?
So why don't you do a little bit of research?
No, nobody gives a shit who Andrew Yang is.
Do some research.
Who is he?
Andrew Yang is a Democratic candidate who's opting for UBI, Universal Basic Income, talks about the fears of automation.
Has he been in any of the debates?
He's been in all the debates.
Andrew Yangus?
So, Yang.
Gangus?
Yang. Like yin and yang?
Andrew Yangus.
Yeah. No, not Yangus. You're an anus. So, he's very informed about his own political party. Who are you voting for?
Where
does
is
it
he
matter?
from? No, there's no...
Anyways, let me get into
no
what we were talking about
nobody
here.
That's going to win the presidency. Okay? And I'm sorry.
So that's why you're not watching any of the debates or anything.
I watched the debates.
It's Buttigieg. You say two. It's got two edges.
I
You
watched
say
the wrong
Buttigieg.
one. There's two of them, you know? It's like, come on. Whittle it down. Figure this out. There's no voting yet.
Brian
Right now-
Nelson says a scholarly definition of xenophobia, according to Andres Wimmer, is a quote, an element of a political struggle about who has the right to be cared for by the state and society, a fight of, I got cut off there, a fight for the collective goods of the modern states. In other words, xenophobia arises when people feel that their rights to benefit from government is being subverted by other people's rights.
Yeah. Case in point, when the Nazis started to round up the Jews.
That's what Trump's doing? He's rounding up Jews now?
No, it's Mexicans or Peruvians or El Salvadorians.
So the people that are
or
being deported because
Nicaraguans.
they were ordered to leave, and we're picking them up because they were ordered to leave already by the courts, in which they went through their thing and they did not show up, and trying to round them up, which he rounded up like 30 of them when he said he was going to do like 1,200 of them. He's rounding up all these Mexicans.
Talking about the people that are in cages at the border.
So you mean the ones that have crossed illegally and broke a federal law to get here?
Yeah, but then claimed.
Why do we use this rhetoric as cages? I want to know why we say this rhetoric of cages when you've gone to jail.
Enclosed.
Why don't we say it's jail?
Huh?
Why don't we say it's jail because they literally broke a federal law, so they go to a federal prison?
Because it's not a jail cell.
It's like general population in a jail cell.
Temporary buildings and then just fence.
They're not temporary buildings. They're built there.
They called long fence or
So what took the
Sears
Democrats so
Home
long to
Improvement.
offer funding so we can expand these things and make them bigger?
How many square feet does it take to put about 500 of these brown people in a fence, man? How much fence do I need? And I want floor to ceiling. Also, it just needs to be.
All right, here he goes again, rambling
shoulder
on.
to shoulder.
So we're back to this Walmart fucker here.
Okay. Yeah.
The inconvenient truth is that our leaders, both Democrat and Republican, have been failing us for decades. This guy is not just a fucking Trump guy. He's got a gripe against Republicans. He's got a.
Are you going to read his manifesto?
No, I'm not. I only have some choice stuff that I didn't want to read. You know, he about especially because you know what I'm hearing now. Well, we just showed you that video. Hold up. Take it a fucking second, brother, man.
We're all upset.
Yeah.
We're all upset. But you don't shoot anybody.
Austin says, black guys counting my money. I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day. You guys ever heard of hyperbolic speech? I mean, he's probably joking when he says that. You think he's going to say that kind of stuff and actually mean it? Here's the thing. You interpret... Stop.
Is that a Trump?
I don't know if it's a... I'm assuming he did his homework. Otherwise, he wouldn't have just posted something. Laziness is a trait in blacks.
These are Trump quotes?
I'm going to assume that they are.
Well, this is why he never did Monday Night Football. He would have been fired. Just like... Jackie the Greek, or what was his name?
Okay, so it's direct in his book. So you don't know if he's actually saying this, saying, laziness is a trait of black. Well, I mean, laziness is a trait of blacks is it's pretty bad. And listen, I've said it a million times, and I'll keep fucking saying it. The guy says stupid stuff, and we should call him out for things like that. But saying that, and compared to policy, we're on a different page when it comes to racism.
Policy or Pelosi? What?
Policy.
Oh, okay.
Pelosi. You getting too stoned, brah.
Nah, brah.
No, bro.
Look, it's a views. I'm trying to quit smoking.
But listen, Austin, if that's a quote from his book, I'd like to see context both before this sentence and after this sentence, because we could be seeing something different. Anyways, I want to get more
also,
into...
and listen, if that's direct from his book, like from the he had
Art
a
of the
ghost,
Deal or something?
he had a ghostwriter that wrote that book.
Yeah.
Supposedly Trump didn't write any of it.
Okay, so if supposedly he didn't write any of it, so let's blame the ghostwriter.
You're off the hook on this.
Hey,
one.
thanks, man. My man.
No problem.
High five.
Yeah. Gotta come correct, Austin.
Anyways.
if you're gonna call Trump an idiot and
Well, Austin, let me ask you a question since you're on the chat there. Do you blame Trump for this shooting? Obviously, knowing that he has tons of hate for Mexicans, and so does this Walmart shooter. Black guys are counting my money. Oh, did I read that already?
Yeah. All right, so look, this is the thing. I think anybody that's irrational will put the direct causation for this shooting on Trump. Okay? But it is not. I'm trying to get just like I'll say to you, no, Trump is not to blame for the shooting.
So why are we hearing
directly?
So why? Okay, good.
Directly.
A reasonable person should say that.
Directly.
However, I just showed you all those channels that you love watching saying that.
Right.
Guess
And
what channel you did not see that on?
And this is what I was saying in the preamble before we started the show. The people, listen, everybody out there,
That's
listen
right.
real quick, okay? Let me just have your attention. There is this cave that we live in if we choose to. Okay, you've got to be careful which message that you are listening to.
Really, with that Trump speech.
That's what I'm saying again. Did I say this while we were on the air about the parsing the message yet? Because there are multiple messages, man, and you've got to listen to them all, and then take.
Yes, what you said.
Take it.
Tony DeRico says Trump loves white nationalists. Well, come on, man. See, this is only dividing everything more. So he does not love them. He loves anyone that's going to like him, but just because white nationalists will say something good about him doesn't mean that he's like, oh, I fucking love them. Matter of fact, he condemns them. He condemned them during that Charlottesville.
Charlottesville, but good people on both sides.
And then what did he say after that? Now, listen.
There is fine people on both sides.
See, every time. Hold up a second. Now, listen.
Such a terrible thing that happened.
Did he not say that we condemn white nationalists on that side? We should condemn them, he said.
We should.
He said that, right?
But we will not at this moment, right?
See, this is why we can't. This is why we need to break this divide.
No.
Listen, if you're going to hear that kind of stuff,
let's break the divide. He's an idiot.
Yes.
And there's so much more that he could have said in these moments, and there's so much less that he could have said in these moments. And I will not.
But can we
until
agree?
I get blue in the face, be able to stop telling you that he is diminishing the office of the presidency.
Blah, blah, blah. Diminishing the office of the presidency.
But I just want to
policy-wise.
Shut the fuck
If you're
up.
going to take policy and then take the things that he says on Twitter and then, outside of his actual speeches, you're going to beat yourself silly. His policies have been great. Unemployment's been insane. Now everyone will be like, the economy is still great because Obama. If he was such a bad president, why did it continue to stay great? Because he's doing something to keep it great.
All the gains of the first 2 years of this current presidential administration are the result of the previous administration.
Go to
you ask any economist,
321.
they're going to say that Trump's policies have had little to no effect on any of the economic gains, except for his craziness with his tweets and stuff. Like he's tanked the market today. I mean, it was a super low freaking day.
Anyways,
and
hey,
and it's because
China
devalued their dollar.
Jimmy,
and the 3-month bond is higher than the 10-year bond, and that's a serious mark for the beast, which is the R word, recession. So, what do you want, man?
What do you want?
I want a stable government. I want somebody
then who
that's
are you
not
voting for?
flying off the can.
Hold up a second. Then who in the Democratic Party are you trying to vote for? Because
whoever,
all I'm hearing is this fucking blah, blah, blah. Trump sucks. What are you doing about it? What are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? I ask you, who are you going to vote for?
What's today's date?
The 9th or the 5th of August.
Okay, I believe that Election Day
is another year away.
Yeah. Okay.
But If you were going to say anything today,
I don't believe the Texas
it's going to be at least one of the
is
20
until like April or May.
Yeah.
Of 2020. So let me tell you this. I'm going for the person that is the most level-headed and will be firm on trade, but like won't hire idiots to run the treasury and won't hire
see, these are all conjectures. Let's go to Austin saying here, I can't blame Trump solely responsible for the shooter. No, but he's not off the hook. What is that supposed to mean? He told the shooter to go shoot people?
That's what I said. So sane people will say that he's not directly responsible, but indirectly, and this is what I'll say.
We're going to get into this in a little bit.
Indirectly,
in a second. Play this video
rhetoric
here. 321
plays to a certain audience, and that audience is people that will grab
a
weapon and shoot people because they think it's okay to make a point.
You go ahead and you keep believing that, because I'm about to show you that it happens on your fucking side like crazy as well. I pulled so many fucking sources to go, you know what? You can blame Trump that is all. Why aren't we here? We'll get into that. Fuck, you're getting me fired up today.
I know, but I don't know why you're defending this shooter.
Why do you make you think I'm defending the shooter?
Because you're defending this guy.
See, that's crazy. How are we going to break the divide if you think that defending this guy is defending a shooter?
Well, I want
someone that killed somebody. How can you dehumanize me that much and disrespect me that much to think that because I support this guy?
There are logical connections that say that this shooter got some of his moxie from our president. That is not confirmed. This is
FBI confirmed, by the way. FBI confirmed.
You're not reading the one that's not confirmed.
It says, this is his last page right here. My opinions on automation, immigration, and the rest predate Trump and his campaign for president.
Yeah. He said that.
Yeah. See, this is so disrespectful that you think that I'm some sort of supporting a shooter.
He uses Trump's words in his manifesto.
He also uses a lot of Democrat
Don't
words
go to
as
the
well.
one. Don't go to the one that's not real.
I don't ever use that one. I never would have used that one. But when it comes into here, he talks about automation. Yeah, Republicans are so fucking against automation. Like, this guy is saying the inconvenient truth is both Democrat and Republican. He hates both sides. He's not emboldened by this guy. This is ridiculous. And for you to say that I would support, because I support him, supports the shooter, this is why we have a divide. You're the one that's dividing people.
No.
Yeah, see?
No, I'm not.
When you say that when people start saying that wearing a MAGA cap is like the new fucking Klan hood.
I've never said it.
But you know what you said when I was wearing one? If I wore one out, you say, and I got beat up, you go, well, you know what you're doing wearing that. And that's what someone would say when somebody gets fucking raped when they're wearing a short skirt. Oh, well, you shouldn't have been wearing that. You know what you're doing with that. It's the same fucking logic. Okay. And how dare you absolutely insinuate any of that kind of shit?
What I'm trying to work for is a world where nobody thinks that it's okay that they can punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay? So can we work towards that? And then
not when you're thinking that this guy, it's okay that I'm a fucking supporter of a shooter because I support this guy.
Shit flows downhill, and this motherfucker has got no goddamn control over his fucking mouth. And when he blabs and does his locker room talk from the fucking White House, when he is standing on our taxpayer land, and he is representing our country, and he shoots off at the mouth like that, and then does it, and in his little campaign parades that he does in the rural America, love it, where send her back, and then I'm sure he's gonna have some pretty good ones here, like after this week of liberal media on the left, and then getting all built up, about how he's going to defend our Second Amendment rights and everything. I mean, people are freaking scared right now because they're about to lose some money if these guns get banned. There's some big money if these guns get banned.
You'd have to amend
if there's an all-out ban. If there's
you'd have to amend the Constitution if you're going to do that. First of all,
no, you do not.
Yes, you do.
You can ban
the Second Amendment.
Gun.
It says will not be. It will not be. I'll pull out my pocket Constitution right now.
You can ban bump stocks.
Which guess what Trump did, by the way.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, yeah.
Bump stocks, what do? Make you shoot faster?
So that you can just make it a semi-automatic or a fully automatic weapon, basically.
You have no idea what is. Yeah, with a recoil.
With a recoil, bump, 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 bump.
Yeah,
just as fast as an automatic. Yeah, should be illegal. Silencers should be illegal.
Silencers are illegal.
More
you
than
you can get a license for them.
I know.
But you can get a license for any automatic.
Anything that's over a 10
But guess what
clip,
happens when you
anything over a 10 round
wait,
clip,
hold up a
you
second.
do
Guess what
not
happens
need.
when you get a license for it?
A 100 round clip, which this crazy person in Dayton had.
It's completely legal to get one of those. So
yes.
why? Why is it legal to get one of those?
Because
you think you don't need it?
Because there's no regulation. Because no regulation can happen because that is bought and sold by the NRA and special interests. And if you don't believe it, then you are blind.
But you keep saying that kind of stuff, acting like there's no fucking lobbyists on every fucking side.
Moscow Mitch is
Cocaine Mitch.
Heavily, well, cocaine and
I like that one better.
Moscow Mitch is heavy in the back pocket of the NRA.
Listen, bro,
and
I just fucking watched the thing where they were talking. It was it was MAD, right? Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, or no, it was some other company where they were saying that they are now bigger than NRA. So listen, NRA lobbies. Dude, when it comes to lobbying, I am one person who has said it over and over. We go all the way back to the Monsanto episode. Lobbyists are basically people that bribe people, and it's legal bribery. Yeah. And we need to do something about it.
Need to do something about it. But what are we going to do about it? Because we can't do anything about it. Because look, we've passed.
But to honestly think,
we have passed.
No, but to honestly think,
but hold on.
I gave you a bunch of talk time. Let me get on this.
Okay, but listen, let me finish this one thing.
Okay.
So we have passed the background check. We've passed the red line rules in Congress, and the shit's sitting in the Senate, and they won't bring it to a vote. So I mean, if you ask people, the polls are out there. A majority of this country wants.
Do you honestly think that's going to stop anybody from doing this?
Or more stringent background
Listen,
checks.
here's the point.
Red line
here's
laws.
the bad thing about this whole gun thing. When you go, we need universal background. Anyone that's going out and shooting did not obtain their gun. Well, you know, in some cases they did own their gun, but most of it, they obtained it illegally. What do you do about that? What do we do about that? Because you can impede more laws on me all you want.
Did anybody over this weekend get their gun illegally?
Well, you didn't even know about 2 other mass shootings that happened.
Yeah, go ahead. Those are on your docket.
I do want to talk about that. But first, let's get to Trump's comments about this weekend.
Is this his speech today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is needed. The shooter in El Paso posted a manifesto online consumed by racist hate. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated.
Must be defeated.
Hate has no place in America. Hatred warps the mind, ravages the heart, and devours the soul. We have asked the FBI to identify all further resources they need to investigate and disrupt hate crimes and domestic terrorism, whatever they need. We must recognize that the internet has provided a dangerous
avenue. All right, go ahead and stop there. He also goes in about video games being the cause, which I'm absolutely 100% against that idea. There are no studies out there ever that have said video games.
I'll say probably.
You can go and say that, but you know who's got a lot of video games? Japan, and they don't have any mass shootings there. They got tons.
They
of
don't
video
have
games
guns. They don't have guns.
Well,
they don't have guns.
That's true.
So, listen.
I'm sure there's a lot more knife shootings and sword stabbings.
I've seen.
Did I say knife shootings?
I've seen a lot of people go from their adolescence. You know, I'm 40. I'm going to be 44.
You can pull that video.
Right. I've seen adolescents grow up doing nothing but the video games, and then they've been more likely to.
Oh, we're already at an hour. We need to hurry up. Finish your thought.
No. I was gonna.
All right. So I had mentioned. Let me ask you guys out there, all you guys watching. Did you know there were 4 mass shootings this weekend? 4 mass shootings. Did you know? Well,
tell us about the other.
Let's go to the other 2 here. Let's go to CBS News. Did you get that link? I have it highlighted at the moment. It is right above that last link of Trump. Yeah, so some people know. I have Michael Toohey saying, yeah, he knew that there were 4. So why didn't you know that there were 2 extra ones? I guess
because it wasn't covered on Fox News.
it was covered on Fox News, because the thing is, it doesn't fit the left's narrative to say this, to say all this other stuff.
Okay.
Where actually it was about 46, 47. At least 46 people were shot in Chicago over the weekend, including 7 who were killed, which constitutes as a mass shooting, a mass murder there.
No,
CBS News.
Well,
4 more.
Mass shooting is like in one event. So are these all separate events?
There were 2. Let me read it right here.
I mean, they're all terrible.
They're all terrible.
And then, listen. Why don't they come up? Because if it's one event with one person dying, we won't hear about it, because we have become so desensitized to people dying. So this is my
Go down
message.
to the Neil deGrasse Tyson
This is
tweet.
my message. Everybody, look, if nothing's going to change, nothing's going to get better. This is going to get worse, because today, as soon as the gun shops opened up, guess what? A whole lot more guns were bought. And then you know who they were bought by? They were bought by people that were really fucking scared that they couldn't get a gun, and they really need it. Most sane people didn't run out and get a gun today. But a lot of people bought a fucking gun today because they're scared that they might not get that gun anymore. Okay? Who wins? The gun manufacturers, the ammunition manufacturers.
You know that
So what-
some of the
hold on.
Sandy
What do
Hook,
we do about
you know
this?
Some of the Sandy
What
Hook
do we do
parents are
about this?
suing a gun company for
Yeah.
for making a gun.
They've got every right to do that.
No,
So
they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't.
They've got the money to pay for a lawyer to sue a company. Go ahead and fucking do
So
it.
you crash your car and you can sue the fucking.
Yes, you can.
That
if
is
that
ridiculous.
if that car
For your
company
negligence.
if that car company
For someone-
knew that something was wrong with that car,
No, it has nothing to do with
that. That would kill people.
If somebody crashed
then
into
it was-
your car,
no,
yes,
no,
because that's what's happening with this. Someone used their product to shoot you.
they used a gun.
So
that
in
was
car
manufactured
terms, if someone
to
rammed you
kill.
with your car with the intent to
guns-
kill,
guns-
which means you can go sue Ford because
guns were made to
he
kill
was driving
animals
a Ford.
or humans, humans or animals,
They're equalizers as well.
or for
It
self-protection.
turns the 90-pound woman
look,
that's going against the
you
500-pound
tell-
man that wants to hurt her. They're on equal level if she's got a freaking gun.
Any asshole that thinks that they need a fucking rifle to protect their household is a goddamn fucking cuck.
How about
I'm telling you right
everybody
now,
in the middle of the
if
country?
You give me a fucking shotgun. Give me a 20 gauge shotgun, and then
Hey, that
I'll
worked
saw
well for
that,
Biden.
saw
Biden
that
said,
shot off.
Biden
and
said the same exact thing.
what? And then what happened? What did he have?
So
a
do you
home
know the
invasion or
effectiveness
something?
of a shotgun at nighttime when these kind of things happen?
Yeah,
It spreads, but you need to. They can easily.
dude,
It's a
that-
short.
You're sleeping. Somebody wakes you up. What do? You fight for your life. If somebody's in your house,
I'm not going to disagree
it's
that a
already
shotgun is
bad
good
situation.
for good, but it's not the.
So
it's not the
look,
only
this is
fucking
what
gun
I'm-
you
this
should
is what I'm
have.
saying. Listen, everybody, I'm going to just dispel all of your fears. All of your fucking fears are going to go away. Listen to me. Just prepare to die. Live a good life. When you die, because nothing's getting better. And nobody on
I'll
the
tell you
right,
one thing.
nobody on the right is going to stop taking money from the NRA to start making some changes in our country so that maybe some gun reform can happen. I'm not asking for every fucking gun to be taken away from anybody.
So
And I'm not asking for us to go house to house and take the guns away, but I want them to
Look
be
for a- go-
registered.
scroll down
I
to
want,
his tweet
I
on
want
that-
that if you get
on that
if you
page.
get pulled over and you
just a
don't have a
couple down.
gun that has been registered, then that's a bad thing.
So-
and you get a fine.
I don't want
and
you
then
to let-
register it.
Hey, listen,
you know,
man.
but
You go on and you ramble. Let's get back into the point here. Let's get back into it. So Neil deGrasse Tyson.
prepare to die is what I'm saying.
He's saying that.
Don't make your whatever your
you're
maker
doing
is.
Let's get back to it because we're at an hour right now. Why don't you read this quote, this tweet from Neil deGrasse Tyson here,
Who,
real
me?
quick? Yeah, since I can't really turn my head that well.
In the past 48 hours, the U.S. horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. On average, across any 48 hours, we also lose 500 to medical errors, 300 to the flu, 250 to suicide, 200 to car accidents, 40 to homicide via handgun. So there's your Chicago statistics. You
Goes
know?
in there.
And often...
Homicide, I don't know. I think they actually lump in suicides into the homicide part as well.
I mean, we have 25 vets that kill themselves every day.
I wish they wouldn't. Those guys are great people.
And then often our emotions respond more to spectacle than to data. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's what we're saying. You've got to look at the messages. Who is sending you these messages? The left.
Perfect. Get
the
back
left
into our thing here.
is telling you that Trump is racist and that we should ban all fucking guns. And the right is just reporting on what the left is complaining about and saying how crazy the left is. Like the right never brings a solution. The right never.
So the left
brings,
always has solutions.
They're crazy. Some of them are crazy.
Okay.
And
yeah.
then
you don't think the right has any answers?
And then we just have from the right. We just have, they're socialists.
Well, we do have.
They're gay frogs.
Hold up a second.
They're racist against whites.
We talked about this gay frog. Hey, we talked about this gay frog thing, right?
This is the new thing. They are calling black people racists. Okay, so
wait,
black
wait,
people,
hold up a second. They can't be racist?
They can be racist. They can be racist.
Okay, then take it easy then, for
I'm saying
Christ's sake.
all black people, just be warned. This is your, hey, black people, Jimmy's talking to you.
You can be
right
racist
now.
too.
You can be racist, but
give me that gum
don't
juice.
be racist right now. Don't be racist.
Yeah, it's probably a good time. Well, you know what? That goes with whites. Stop being racist too.
Maybe, but it hasn't worked for 150 fucking years. So can you get the message to the whites?
What do you mean it hasn't? What do you mean it hasn't worked?
I'm saying Jim Crow, bro, ain't dead. Okay?
All right, whatever you say. Listen, let's get back into this rhetoric thing because this is what has haunted everybody. Why Trump's sort of to blame or he should apologize somehow. But basically, why aren't we seeing this on the other side at all? First of all,
who do you want to apologize?
Well, I wouldn't say that because I'm not, because the side that I tend to lean on or at least lean with, they don't do that kind of thing where you need to apologize. Matter of fact, we got the Dayton shooter.
Yeah. Because
hold on a second, the Dayton shooter here, which is another horrific accident that happened, not accident, a fucking idiot mass shooting somebody.
Massacre.
Massacre.
30 seconds. He killed 9 people in 30 seconds.
Yes.
If the police had not been there.
With the 100
round
barrel there, or magazine.
And he was wearing a mask and ballistic gear.
Was he on the right?
I don't know, but this is what I'll tell you. He was shot.
Go down to number 5.
30 seconds from the 911 call, which means that there was probably like a minute. And if you listen to it, it's horrific. And if they hadn't killed him, he was right outside of that other place.
He would have done some massive damage.
Oh my God, hundreds of people.
It's towards the bottom there, about 3/4 down. So
well,
I don't want to say his name. We're not going to say his name, but he was a leftist. And if you go to heavy.com, who's a reputable source, if you look at NewsGuard.
Listen, let me stop us.
NewsGuard will look at this.
Let me just stop us real quick.
Okay.
Because they have not determined a motive for this guy. Something is weird with this one.
No, you're fair enough.
Like the second or third person killed was his sister.
Weird how
he drove with her and her companion, and then supposedly they were separated, and then he came back and she was like the second or third person killed.
So by the way,
I'm saying that
take it easy. We'll get into it. See, you're already trying to defend the left without.
I'm not trying to defend the left.
But listen,
I'm saying that so far.
Do you know if he's on the left or not?
Nothing. I have no idea.
You're pretty sure that I'm bringing it up for a reason because heavy.com, very reputable source. NewsGuard rates them as high as fucking CNN
I don't give
when
a
it
shit
comes
what
to
the
it.
rating is.
Hey, fine, fair enough. I just want you guys to know that when I pull up things, it's not conspiracy theory here. And this is the fuckface Dayton shooter. That's what we'll call him, fuckface. 5 facts you need to know. Number 5, it says
Why are you
on Twitter.
Showing this picture?
He described himself as a leftist who wrote about hell and guns. Also, if you scroll down, there are people that he would retweet
for
Adam X or whatever. And this has been verified by many different sources that this is indeed his Twitter handle. And there are things where people are talking about, for instance, here, the president wants to shoot immigrants at the border. Sort of their rhetoric to inflame him to go shoot people with his 100-round capacity thing. How about we scroll down a little more? We'll find where he talks about McConnell, Ryan, and why we need to vote Republicans. So he's definitely a Democrat. So why aren't we blaming Democrats for this? I mean, I'm sure you're never going to hear that from me or anyone on the right that will say, okay, not everyone on the right, but at least the high profile figures on the right, all the independent commentators that I listen to, talking about Ben Shapiro from Daily Wire, Andrew Klavan, Michael Knowles. We can go all the time with lots of stuff who do their independent research.
You're right.
It happens on both sides. So we can't say
who on the left do we blame for this guy's actions?
We don't. We blame the idiot that fucking perpetrated the horrible crime of killing people, and he deserves to die.
Okay. Is there anybody that he quoted or gave credence to his beliefs or said, man, I really like this person who thinks it's a good idea to go shoot at people in a bar?
So when did Trump ever say that kind of stuff?
I'm not asking about
Go
Trump.
to his archives. So before his Twitter feed got pulled down, we can go back to the way back machine and we can see his post here. And
do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
I'm saying,
but let me keep going
is
here.
There one person that he gave credence to as far as his rise to a person that is just a normal citizen to now a person that is going to die by the police fire after he commits mass murder? I mean, is there anything like that?
How about this entropy guy where he says stealing from right-wingers is praxis, which is, I believe, means accepted practices or accepted culture. Stealing from right-wingers is that. I mean, you see all this hate for right-leaning people. I fucking dare anyone to tell Jello Bafera that telling Nazi punks to fuck off makes him just as bad as the Nazis. I don't know what that really means. Basically, you know that this guy is not on the right. He's on the left somehow. No, listen, I'm not going to blame them. I'm not going to blame them.
Now, when you say left, you're talking like extreme left. It sounds like he was more in Antifa.
Because I do want to make this clear. I want to make this clear that Democrats blame Trump and Republicans will blame the Democrats. We ought to be blaming fucking far right and left identitarianism. They're equally racist and they're dangerous ideologies. But listen to this. The Republicans are not white supremacists. The Democrats are not leftists. We're trying to be the middle. You and me are both middle. We're not far left. We're not far right. Although people on either of these categories will say someone on the left is far left. It's crazy here. From what I see from centrist, moderates, and conservatives condemning extremism nonstop. That's what I see from them. I see when something happens like this, we hear it from centrists, moderates, and conservatives. But the left condones Antifa attacks on reporters, people wearing red hats, and saying that Antifa are anti-fascists.
The news is dead. Okay. You can't trust anybody.
So two things can be true at the same time here. White supremacists.
Let's all move out to the fucking woods and live off the grid. I mean, what do we do?
Let me keep talking here. I have stuff I want. This is what happened last week, and I want to get the stuff out that I wrote here. Two things can be true at the same time. White supremacists and Antifa are both bad, and we must call them out. Bottom line.
Okay.
But here's what I also want to bring up some more too. Done, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes
you're a Nazi, you're Antifa.
So why is it that when a shooter shows an iota that he's on the right, that all I hear is blaming Trump?
Because.
So why didn't we blame Obama for the Dallas shootings of the cops?
It makes money.
Because
it makes money, Carlos. That's why.
No,
that is why. Because it makes money to go after Trump.
It does.
And
it generates clicks.
They get people to watch.
And all you guys are fucking fools of it. We're all fools of it. Not just you, but me too.
Yeah, because you still vote for the guy.
I didn't vote for him the first time. I voted for Jill Stein, and I will vote for
Trump. Because this same bullshit that you hate will go on for 4 more years and still nothing will change.
The only thing I hate.
We will have no progress.
Compared to what that's out there? Tell me what is so much better out there than fucking...
Okay.
They're calling for more taxes. They're calling for more taxes, free healthcare for everyone, which was going to raise my taxes.
No.
Yes.
Listen to me.
My private insurance that's sponsored by my work will be illegal.
All that shit. That's all bullshit.
No, that's not bullshit. That is absolutely fucking true.
No, I'm talking about real shit. Let's do term limits. I want fucking constitutional amendments. I want term
limits for who?
I want for the Congress and the Senate. I want more Congress.
Yeah, thanks to Ted Cruz
I
that's
want
trying to head that one up.
Senate. Fuck him, man. He's
Yeah,
the reason
okay.
we're in this mess.
No, he's not.
With this fucking Tea Party. Don't get me started
That's
on
ridiculous.
him. I'm telling you that motherfucker's the reason why we're in this fucking mess. Him and the Tea Party are a response to a black president that started this fucking movement, and it's snowballed into this thing that is now uncontrollable, and the only puppet master that can control it is the guy with the string.
Oh my God, this dumbass guy is somehow the puppet master that's controlling
Because he can
and has so much brains.
He can speak.
Be consistent in your fucking hate for the guy, dude.
He can speak
Fuck.
dumb Midwestern. He can speak dumb Southerner. He can speak dumb East Coast. He can speak dumb.
No, listen. He says that
Northeast.
he talks the same for
speaks-
every crowd that he's with. Not like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, your homegirl, that would be like, "This is what democracy looks like." Matter of fact, she's gone after 2020. Guarantee you. Do we blame?
Actually, let me correct you. 80% of the time,
Incumbents
the incumbent wins.
Okay.
How many times do I have to tell you that? And that is because of gerrymandering, my friend. So that's another thing that we need to conquer with independent redistricting councils. And listen,
So
this
why?
is
Okay.
not going to
how do
happen
they
without
redistrict?
constitutional
Wait, how do they
amendments.
redistrict?
We can't even
hold
pass,
up a second. How
we
do they
can't even
redistrict?
pass a bill that will put
How do they write the lines
ter-
for district? How do they know how many people are here? Guess what's going on?
the census?
Yeah, the census. So
Where
how
we
do
should count every single individual that lives in this country.
Yes.
Every single
we know their-
individual.
should we know their
whether
citizen
they are
status?
a citizen or not. And no, we don't need to know their citizen
Why not?
status. Because if we ask their citizen status, they may not answer the census. That is a true fact. That is a true fact.
That's like it makes a little sense there.
That they might not answer the census if they have fear of somebody coming because they marked citizen or not.
So why
And
is
that-
it?
if-
Why
and
has
if
it
you
been
put
on? Why
like,
has it
if
been
you're-
on our
if
fucking
you
census
put-
for years?
No, it has not.
It has.
No.
Oh my God! It totally fucking has.
No, you're falling into the right or some bullshit propaganda. The question of citizenship is not on the census, and it never
How do you
has.
spell census? Am I spelling it right?
CENSUS.
Oh, there it is. I knew that.
And then I've got a buddy who's now in charge of the Austin census. We can have him on the show. I also want to get my buddy Dave on, who's a vote registrar in Northern Virginia, and I want to talk to him about some of the safety methods that are going into some of our voting technology.
So census.gov says place of birth, citizenship, and date of entry. So it says they do ask about citizenship in the census if you go to census.gov. So are you lying to me, or did you just not know? Or you were just so certain of it?
No, I'm certain of it.
Oh, okay.
It was not a question in the last one.
Because Obama took it down. He had changed that from what I understand. Now I could be wrong. Changed my mind. But that's what happened when Obama was in there. He had changed it so that you didn't have to answer that. Now, if you're saying the last one 4 years ago, that would make sense because Obama was in office.
No,
But
10
what
years
about,
ago. It's
what
every
about
10 years.
Or excuse me, every 10 years. Obama was in office 10 years ago. So what about the year before that or the 10 years before that? Was there a citizenship question on there? Do you know or not?
I believe the last census was at the tail end of the George Bush presidency.
Let's see. That is the 2021. The citizenship has not been a citizenship question has not been on a census survey sent to 100% of households since 1950. So it has been asked before. That is 70 years between two decental.
And the last time it was done was due to we were racist against Japanese and Germans at that time. So.
Oh man, you're talking about when a Democrat was in office. Yeah, man, he totally put a bunch of Japanese people in cages. Totally, dude.
Also, Republican freed the slaves. Isn't that crazy?
I know, right? Isn't that great? We did a whole episode on the big
changed.
switch. If you guys want to try to, say, oh, somehow around the 60s that the Republicans and the Democrats just switched places all of a sudden. Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory. Why don't you look up the Big Switch, our episode where we totally debunked that, where the Democrats have always been the racist party.
Right, but look, just go to Alabama and look at some of their.
So you're trying to tell me Republicans came up with Planned Parenthood because what's her face was the one who came up with Planned Parenthood.
No.
The eugenicists that put them in black neighborhoods so they can do abortions and shit and basically keep them down. That was done by the Republicans, but because we switched places all of a sudden.
Where are you jumping to? No, I'm not saying that. That's some conspiracy theory.
The big switch, right?
Yeah.
So the Republicans did free the slaves, not the Democrat Party, because everyone would say that.
No, they did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Republicans were not racist at one point, and then they became racist.
They did not. There are a base. Listen, there are a base of people.
The Democrats were racist.
The Southern started appealing to them because of what happened with
Democrats,
FDR's
Democrats
New Deal.
were in the South, and then Republicans were up in the North, and then they switched.
Negative.
Yeah.
Nope. It was Republicans that were on the South, and what had happened? Oh, well, no, you're right. They were on the North, but it's not that they changed. It's because of what happened with welfare. Welfare, because all blacks used to vote Republican, right? And then what happened was FDR's New Deal.
Lincoln. They were like, oh well, Lincoln
fucking freed us, right?
I mean, like, that was what.
Why are we getting into the why are we getting into the big switch?
That's what the Democrats were planning. Look, every single election, they're like, what's the black vote going for?
Dude,
what's the black
both
vote
of the civil rights acts that were mainly Republicans, even in the one in the 60s, who voted for it.
You know why? You know why things like the shooting happens?
Less than 100 years ago, the Civil Rights Act was signed by a bunch of Republicans, barely any Democrats. That we're talking about in the 60s. This happened, and somehow all of a sudden the racist party is the Republicans. The Republicans have been consistent. No, that's ridiculous. The Republicans have been consistent.
Is what you are. What you say is what you are.
One fucking president that has some stupid fucking language is all of a sudden makes the fucking Republicans racist. It's ridiculous.
Well, I almost said Lloyd Benson. He was a Democrat, but I mean, so look, if you are racist, you're racist. Can we agree?
Hey, who played?
If you kill somebody,
FDR,
then you're a murderer.
It was Woodrow Wilson who
agree?
played. What is that? That Nazi that KKK movie. He played it in the White House. A Democrat. You're gonna find nothing but racism in the Democrat Party. What they're trying to do now, the Democrat Party.
No, you're wrong, Carlos.
No, it's absolutely true. Dude, listen or watch the episode on the Big Switch, full of great information about.
What are you talking about? An old fucking episode that you wanted to throw me back to? You know, I don't even watch the one that we're doing tonight.
It's true.
So
it's true.
I mean, look, let's get back
trying to say that the Republicans are the racist party is ignorance of what your own party has accomplished or hasn't accomplished.
We were joking around. Look,
I know, but I'm fired up because last week
it was Woodrow Wilson.
Thank you very much. Birth of a Nation was shown in the White House.
Well, look,
Woodrow Wilson. What is that? Is there a D and R next to its name? I bet you it's a.
Okay, hey,
it's a D.
Comment down, dude, because nobody's gonna listen to you just screaming like a crazy
I know.
person. So look, Johnson. The father of Texas went to Texas State. He's got a, Lyndon B. Johnson. He's got
a shit with the door open.
Listen, he cared more about
which I don't mind. I think that's actually pretty funny.
The drop in his trousers.
Yeah, because his balls are going to get cut.
Civil rights. Now he's credited with passing a lot of civil rights
because he was the president at the time.
But if you listen to any of his tapes, he drops the N-word left and right.
That's right.
The guy, quite possibly, because he grew up in southern Texas, might have had some racist thoughts. That might not be his fault. Like maybe
there's a precedence in being a president right now. And so you guys are trying to say Trump isn't being presidential. But if he's this racist you talk about, technically he is being presidential if he's acting a lot like fucking LBJ. And by the way, there's no recordings of Trump saying the N-word that we know of.
But look, those recordings didn't come out until years and years later. It's not.
You're waiting for the recordings.
Face. This guy,
he's like, dude, I cannot wait till these recordings come out. And he says,
there's tapes. There's tapes.
What would it sound like if you said it?
I'd like presidential tapes. I want people to remember me. I want them to know all the tough decisions that I've made. Like when I have to bomb somebody.
Mr. Trump. So we have this new black accountant. Is this?
You know what it is? It's gonna be.
You
know what?
Role play with me for a minute.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear the slimy Stephen. What's his name?
Miller.
Stephen Miller. Mr. President, there's just been a shooting. We need to quickly turn this so that.
All right, take it easy.
All the brown people.
You didn't even know there was
racist.
4 fucking mass shootings today. So how about this shooting in 2017 during a congressional baseball game?
Yeah, what about it?
By, excuse the pun, a diehard Bernie supporter. This is on CNN up here.
Somebody
Do we blame Bernie for that? Do we blame Bernie for that?
Did he shout out Bernie's name while he shot people.
He's a diehard. Okay,
Did he write a manifesto? Hold on.
So why are you defending the shooter?
Okay.
So hey, why are you defending the
I'm
shooter,
not
man?
defending the shooter.
So why are you defending the shooter?
But I'm saying.
Do you see how disrespectful that sounds when you do that to me? Jesus, Murphy.
Listen, man.
I'm fired up.
If you write a fucking manifesto and it matches somebody else's words,
hardly matches.
I'm going to
out of the 250.
Listen to me. And then this guy's
words.
deranged. The shooting at the baseball game. That guy, he didn't leave a manifesto. He didn't leave anything. He had some serious problems with one of the guys out there on the field, and he shot him up, and it sucks, dude. And he shouldn't be shooting any senators either. And then.
So wait, you think he just did that because it wasn't anything in particular, or was it because of Bernie's rhetoric saying these guys are fucking?
Did Bernie's rhetoric ever say we need to shoot senators and congressmen?
I'll tell you one thing.
Congress?
So did Trump's rhetoric say
game?
go and shoot people and innocent people at all in general anywhere?
Okay, so
he never says go out there and shoot people.
Listen, I'll if you want me to do the fucking research, I'll do the research. But it's just exhausting to do it. So look, there's a time when he was like, punch that guy at my rally, punch him. And
you use these things out of context. It's totally fine when you use it out of context. When somebody interrupts his fucking thing, he goes, fucking feel free to punch that guy.
Yeah. You shouldn't say that. You're a fucking presidential candidate, or you're the president
you know
of
what?
the United States.
Guess what I say?
And you shouldn't do it.
He shouldn't say that kind of shit.
This is not a cowboy.
He shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff.
It's not a cowboy town.
But you know what? It's needed right now with the fucking crazy Democrats that are going on. And I'm not talking all about them because I love that there's Democrats out there that are being moderate. But every last one of these, not every single one. We got Tulsi Gabbard's pretty good. Andrew Yang. The only reason why I think Andrew Yang would be good because I'd be down to get $1,000 a fucking a month. Yeah, free, no strings attached, $1,000. That's his proposal for presidency, by the way. Seeing that you don't keep up with your own goddamn party.
He's the guy that believes in just like paying people to not do anything.
No. Just says he thinks that it's going to increase people to do more art, invent more things if we give them $1,000 a month. So $12,000 a year.
If they choose not to work.
No. Just everybody in the country.
No, he's not proposing that.
Okay, so he obviously hasn't done his research, but that is exactly his proposal, and it's not even a bad thing. I'm not even saying that it's a bad thing.
He's probably talking about the proposal,
Why do you give him a benefit of doubt? You don't even know what he said, but then anything that Trump says, it's like fuck that. No, he's got bad intentions.
Yeah, fuck him.
Okay, see, this is the divide we're trying to break right now. This is the divide that I want to fucking break. I know he means well. I love Jimmy, but listen, man, when I'm trying to find common ground here, when I hear people say Trump's rhetoric has anything to do,
and tired.
When we have Obama saying, cops go after fucking black guys more than white guys.
They do.
Yeah. Do you think that's not going to rile up people?
White cops are scared of black people.
So if words incite violence, how do you feel about punching Nazis?
Huh?
Should we punch Nazis?
We should not punch Nazis.
Okay, so that's a pretty big thing out there, right? Punch Nazis.
I'm telling you right now.
So when you tell somebody that Trump's a fucking Nazi,
there ain't no Nazis still alive.
Neo-Nazis.
They're all dead.
Punch a neo-Nazi.
People that think that Nazis were cool might still be around.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots.
And those people are idiots.
Fuck them up their stupid asses.
And then if you see one, just go the other way.
But time after time, especially from this guy who'll say, oh, he's the fucking next Gestapo and shit. Like, dude, when you kind of put that language on, you're saying that Trump is a Nazi. And then anyone that wants to punch a Nazi, what happens if someone assassinates him, which I know you'll fucking love because...
No, I won't.
Good.
I won't.
I hope you don't love it.
I hope that he lives.
But the people that call him...
I hope he lives a very long life.
All right, take
it easy.
And
I hope that the Southern District of New York is able to prosecute him.
For what?
For multiple felonies, which he's already been implicated in. And then we don't have to pay him the respect.
I had this great thing
in
where...
a state funeral, when he finally does go to the
I had this
gig
great
in the sky.
stuff about Mueller last week where you were we go back to an episode called Russia. Yeah. This is before we knew what was in the Russia thing, and you were like, I am so fucking certain he colluded with Russia.
And there's no collusion.
Yeah.
However,
and then
he
what
did
happened?
Obstruct.
And then you go into the obstruction.
He did obstruct.
And then what happens?
He did obstruct.
Why didn't Mueller say he obstructed at all then? Because he said, I couldn't prove he obstructed, and I also cannot say that he didn't obstruct. That is so vague. It's
a political way of answering the question so that you're not like
what would happen if he said
sparking some sort of
what would have happened if he said he obstructed justice on that report? What would have happened to Mueller?
he might have been fired, or it might have been.
Okay, take it easy.
brought
See,
out
you
as
don't
like a
even
hit job.
know what
But-
would have happened.
So look,
Why didn't he just say it if it happened?
Because.
And
Carlos,
then he talked for
Carlos,
hours
explain
to.
this again. Let me explain this again. The
Oh my
Justice
God,
Department.
here we go.
The Justice Department has a protocol where they will not indict a sitting president.
You got that right. You're right. But what's
They
stopping
will
them
not
now? Listen,
indict,
the
and
report.
he was told.
Stop. Give me a
that
second.
he
Let me
could
get a
not
word in
indict
edgewise. Let
a
me get a
sitting
word in. So
president.
you're right. The DOJ has this thing where you cannot indict a sitting president. But does it say you can't publish something that says he obstructed justice? Where is that in the fucking DOJ handbook? Why couldn't he just say it? You know, because saying it is not indicting him. Because someone else can indict him when he's out.
To write the report.
And then when they say, could we indict him when he's out of president?
Listen to me. You're being excitable.
I am.
This is the thing. He was instructed to write a report and deliver it to the Attorney General.
Yes.
It was up to the Attorney General to act on that report. The Attorney General played down the report and wrote some bullshit fucking
He did
decision.
not. It was word for word in that thing. We read it on the air. It read, it did not exonerate Trump on obstruction of justice. It said that.
Right.
Although we did not find him, it did not exonerate
did a little
him.
end around. So there was this like nice little
it was
way.
quoted.
There's this nice little way where he was.
How are we going to break the divide if you think this is fucking for real what you're
Because you
saying?
need to listen to me. Because I'm telling you the fucking truth. The truth is...
You're really not.
No, the truth is this. Barr was able to say, because of this report where they were inconclusive on collusion, even though no matter what the results of the investigation are on obstruction, because there is no collusion, then there can be no obstruction. So even in the presence of obstruction, because there is no presence of collusion, then obstruction is wiped off the table. That is
Why
the
can't you
essence.
see that
That is
if-
the essence of Barr's decision.
Why can't you see that when you want someone fired, that's not obstruction? Because that they would get another special counsel to fucking look at it. How would that be obstruction? An obstruction is when there was an obstruction. There was no obstruction. Even attempt isn't obstruction.
Okay.
It's attempt of obstruction. And that is, if we're going to talk lawyers stuff, we should get a lawyer to talk to us about this. But bottom line,
I'll get you a lawyer.
I'll get you
I'll
a
get
lawyer.
you a lawyer.
You want a lawyer?
You want a toe, dude? I can get you a toe.
Fucking 10 minutes, I'll get you a toe with fingernail polish.
So look, in summary,
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter.
He was cleared of collusion, not cleared of obstruction. And it was Barr's decision whether or not there should be any proceedings that would go forward for either of those things. And he said, no, we will not go forward with any prosecution. I do not recommend any impeachment proceedings because there is no
Wanting
collusion,
someone fired isn't a fucking obstruction.
even though there was
isn't a crime.
obstruction. What do you mean?
Wanting someone fired isn't obstruction. If he said
No, there's so many points of obstruction.
telling somebody to lie to Congress would be a lie, but telling someone to lie to media is not a lie. I mean, it is a lie, but it's not obstruction.
It's a lie.
It is a lie, but
A lie
it's
is
not
a lie.
obstruction.
Also, withholding the truth is a lie.
What truth was withheld?
I don't know. I don't want.
The thing is,
you've taken
the
me
thing is-
so fucking off course.
The thing is,
I'm not
the Mueller
prepared to talk
Mueller
about the
report
Mueller
was
report.
pushed out in its entirety with some
I'm not prepared to
redactions.
talk about anything. much
Sound like
less
Joe
the-
fucking Biden over
Yeah.
here.
So look, this is the thing.
Hey, how about
Trump's-
that Garlic Fest shooter that
Trump-
you were so sure was a white supremacist? Guess what?
I didn't say he was a white supremacist.
Let's I guess it happened after air, but you were talking about can't wait till they say he's a white supremacist, and then when I said, and then we told you about the Arizona.
What was he angry about? What was he angry about? Why was he
well,
out there? Was he
FBI
upset
says that
about water resources.
Well, it says FBI media is wrong about where'd it go? It disappeared there for a moment. Sorry, folks. Media wrong on Garlic Festival shooters' white supremacy ideology despite social media posts. You know, this is from USA Today. It's not a right-leaning fucking publication here. So you were so certain it was white nationalist bullshit, and we don't know the exact fucking motive yet. But it's not. But you were so quick to say that it was white supremacists.
I just told you that I'm trained in journalism. You cannot just read the fucking headline. Because what is this article about? You can't just read the headline.
I would assume the headline.
The headlines are clickbait.
It is.
If
it
you
is
were
clickbait.
just reading the headlines,
but I assume they'd have something to do with what's inside the article.
You're just screaming. No one is listening to this fucking show.
Some
but
people are.
I'm telling you right now.
Paul Hendricks is on. What's up, my man?
Nobody is listening to just the headline, and anybody that does just share the fucking article from the headline is a goddamn cocksuck too.
A cuck?
I was gonna say a cuck. I don't know what cuck means.
I use the word cuck. It's funny.
But look, I don't like that word. But I don't know why I don't like that word. I don't even know why I don't like that word. I just never use that word.
Go to the
I've used it twice
antidepressants
tonight.
one.
So look, this is the thing. Why'd this guy shoot up the festival? What was he upset about?
We don't know about the motive yet.
Okay,
he was
well
captured.
then I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you were so certain to call him a white supremacist last week.
I didn't call him a white supremacist.
Dude.
You got evidence? Do you have evidence of me calling him a white supremacist?
Well, I could pull up audio. Do you want me to really pull up audio?
No, I don't want to waste the time to pull up audio.
The thing is, you were so quick to do that, but when it has something to contradict it, you're like, I would just see some more evidence. Why can't you do that for the white supremacist thing?
I can see that I might have made a snarky comment and said,
"Thank you.
I hope this guy doesn't,
Thank you.
That's
what I like about you."
Blah, blah, blah.
So this being said,
but he was a white supremacist, right?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
Can we talk about the death penalty for just a quick moment here? We don't have much time left in this show here.
Hey,
Where are we at?
I told you how I feel about that.
Well, probably before the air, but that's why I told you we should save this stuff for on the air. Isn't this the greatest reason to have, now, I can't agree with all the reasons that we would put someone to death, but any mass killer, and I think it'd be a pretty good deterrent, but I don't know. I'm sure as anyone that's going to kill a bunch of people already want to die and will do it because they know they're going to die. But this is someone that we don't need to be paying our tax money to feed them 3 square meals a day when there are people on the streets that fucking can't get fed. Yeah, this is a good reason for death penalty. I just want to know what you guys think about the death penalty in this instance of mass killers.
This is what I'm saying to you right now. This guy that was at the Walmart is a pussy. He didn't have the and listen. Okay, let me stop because I don't take suicide lightly. I don't want to make jokes about suicide.
Absolutely.
I feel like there are some people that are angry and they get angry about stuff and they get misguided. And this guy, whatever he was angry about is fucked up because he's mad at his dad or he's mad at himself or he's mad at his own station in life. I mean, look.
I like that you bring up the dad part now.
So hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is the thing. Everybody has the ability. You can be nothing. I've seen people that have no arms and no legs, and they get like PhDs, and they
fucking
and they've got they're typing with their mouth and shit, and they're doing amazing stuff. Okay, so anybody can do anything. Now anybody can do nothing.
Yeah.
Anybody can do nothing if they want. I mean, I saw it on the way here, coming down South First, on the hobo
the tents coming up.
Hobo little stop that we were talking about, Brando. I saw Mr. Butt Crack there, and man, he's had some good sauce today, and he's sleeping tight right now. I'm sure he'll wake up around 2 and be like, man, it's time to go get some more sauce. But that guy's just living. Everybody's just living. We're all just living. And I'm telling you that at any moment it can all be taken away from you.
Yeah.
It can all be taken away from you. And it could be, you could just be walking down. I saw a lady on the ground. She was running around a lake and her heart freaking exploded. I tried to give her mouth to mouth. I tried to keep her alive. She died. It was her time. And
yeah, I remember that was episode 50, by the way. Dude. You want to hear that story in entirety?
Watched my grandma die before my eyes. I watched my aunt die before my eyes. I've seen people die.
It's one too many people for me to want to watch die. I think anybody doesn't want to watch anybody die.
I pulled up on 2 car accidents. 2 car accidents where people were either dead or dying when I got there. I've seen people die. Let me tell you something. We all die, and our energy, hopefully, I believe, doesn't. And so just live a good life. Do not, if you decide to take yourself out, go to Colorado. They've got legal means for you to get assistance and they can do assisted suicide even if you're just depressed. I think, I don't know, or just stand in front of a microwave until you get something, and then go up there and take care of yourself. Because if you load up a gun and go and shoot up other people that are just trying to live their life, man, you are doing it wrong. And I don't care whose ideology you're following, if it's on the right or if it's on the left, you're fucked up. And I feel for you, man. I'm sorry that you're a woman. I'm sorry that you're so messed up in your head that you feel like you need to hurt somebody else, but you shouldn't. You should just put on a meat suit like I plan on doing and go to the Kodiak with a K-bar and wear that meat, and then find yourself a nice grizzly bear and fight that bear. If you win that bear, if you win against that bear, you come on back. You come on back, and we're gonna embrace you and we're gonna love you. But if you don't come back, then you just stay there and you be dead and be eaten by a bear because you're fucked up and you need to just get the fuck out of here.
You're coming across like a complete twat.
Okay, you're not.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if I got
real
off
quick
track.
here before we get out of here, and we're almost out of here, guys. Is it a coincidence that a high percentage of these killers are on some type of prescription drugs? Can't we agree that there's some evil in these drugs here?
Yes, sure. But let's also let
me read a little bit of this
This totally derailed me because this whole shooting thing, because I wanted to talk about the opiates.
Yes.
Man. Like the report that came out where there's some towns where there's only a population of 1,000 people, but they're selling at those pharmacies in that town enough pills to prescribe to 25,000 people.
Right.
And something is fucked up with the pharmacy.
And
these are the assholes.
You know what the big part is?
They're trying to keep us away and try and tell us that Medicare for all is bad and that Obamacare is bad. These are the same motherfuckers that are keeping the private insurance company.
Whoa, you assume that they're all on the right.
I'm saying that they are private individuals that are making money off of drugs, and that is pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're all on the right, but I'm saying that a lot of the people that are on the right have been fighting Obamacare because it is an offense to private insurance and also
so what's it going to do? It's going to make those drugs cheaper, as Obamacare is what it's going to do. Make those drugs cheaper, right? So it's going to be easier to get after that. Don't you think it's going to get worse if that happens? If it gets cheaper, don't you think that's going to be worse? Bottom line here, Citizens Commissions on HumanRights.org in Florida. Before the late 1990s, mass shootings and acts of senseless violence were relatively unheard of. Prozac, the most well-known SSRI, that's a selective serotonin inhibitor, antidepressant. Basically, it's an antidepressant. Was not yet on the market. When Prozac did arrive, it was marketed as a panacea for depression.
Panacea.
Oh, panacea. Jeez, Los is bad reading today. Which resulted in huge profits for its manufacturer, Eli Lilly. Of course, other drug companies had to create their own cash cow, followed suit by marketing their own SSRI antidepressants. Yep. So what they want to go on to this, and I don't want to keep reading because it has a lot of the names of killers from Columbine. Yeah. Columbine, there was an assault rifle ban during that time.
Yeah.
So short of banning weapons, which obviously didn't stop that, what is the answer, everybody? Now we're gonna leave it open because I don't know. It's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep getting worse.
Look,
and I think drugs are a huge thing.
No, I've told you the only hope. We got to get to the children now. We won't have a. We won't have guns. We will not have a solution in the next 5 years. We will not have a solution in the next 10 years. We can hope to work towards a solution if we're still around in the next 30 to 50 years. But we have got to radically reform our early childhood education curriculum to introduce more philosophy and
you really think it starts at education?
World religion studies. It starts at education.
I think it starts at family.
It's okay. Well, good luck. Make sure that make sure that all.
Do you not think welfare?
How do you define family? Because does your definition of family include two males raising a family?
Two parents.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if they're
a father
male?
figure and a mother figure.
Oh, and so
doesn't have to be male or female. If you're going to try to do this whole transgender thing, come on, take it easy.
No,
as long as there's one that holds more traits that does. Basically, if there's two parents to try to treat.
So if there's two gay men raising a child, just one has to be effeminate.
No.
Do we have a test to see who's doing more of the female?
Let's talk about the general population because you're going to take this little small outlier of gay people and lesbians that are going to raise their own children.
I'm just saying,
now,
when you
let's
say
talk
family,
let's talk
when
about.
You
I'm
say,
talking about having two parental figures in the home.
Family, okay, two parental family members. Let's just end there.
Okay.
Two parental family members.
Fair enough. I'm in that boat.
If you are a single mom, you're fucking damned to hell.
Well, you know what? There's.
If you're a single dad, fuck you.
Well, let's listen. Listen here. I think what's going on is that we're seeing a lot of single fathers, single mothers, because it's been encouraged in a way where there are benefits for being single parents.
Hey, you were just the godfather, and all of a sudden they got into a front-end collision and died.
Well, do you not think it starts at family?
Left you with two kids.
Jimmy, you're trying to make a joke out of this, but I'm trying to be serious. Do you not think it starts with family at home?
Yeah, it starts with family.
But you're trying to say it starts at education.
Listen, the family. Listen, we all know that when we grow up, we deify our parents.
Okay.
And then
some
there's
parents
a veil.
are into flat Earth.
There's a veil,
and they teach them flat Earth.
And there's a veil that is removed as we get older and we get more educated or we have more world experience, and then we can be like, "Holy shit, Dad is crazy, and it's nuts that he was Christian Scientist. I had no vaccinations." And I remember that one time I had fucking polio. Oh, look at my leg. It's crooked. Holy shit. I need medicine.
Okay, get to your point.
So what I'm saying is sometimes people can be insane and they have kids too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but most people aren't insane and have kids.
Good education to get them kids early so they can start thinking outside of the parent box early enough to start making wise decisions about
outside the parent box. What do you mean by that?
About the earth, about the planet, about our race, not our race, but our what is humans? Our species. Yes,
Okay.
thank you. And then also our orbital area. Like, think about, there's over like 250,000 pieces of space junk that are currently tracked. I think it's even more than that. It might be in the millions. It's tracked. We got space junk, right? And then we eventually are going to run out of resources, and we need to start doing some colonization on other planets. So I'm saying, let's start thinking past our own interests and start thinking about future generations. I'm willing to do it. Are you? Are you willing to start thinking about next generations? Because those types of hard decisions come with, hey, maybe we should stop
on the drive for you
having so many fucking guns available to all these retarded people that are just ready to shoot people up because of their stupid beliefs.
Yeah, stupid beliefs, whether it's on the left or the right. But basically, they're outliers, very small percentage of people. And what we need to do is figure out what we need to do. Do we need to take guns away from people? I don't think that's the right answer.
Has he been censoring the phone calls?
I think he has been. What a dick. You know, when you were talking about environment here a second ago, it made me wonder, it made me think about this explanation of gravity that I once heard. Now, here's a video of gravity explained using a hula hoop and fabric. This is real quick, and this is the last thing. We're out of here, guys. I have a weird theory.
Refute?
No, I have a weird.
This guy's great.
I have a weird theory.
Yeah.
So he talks about gravity and how it works. Now, what he's done is took a hula hoop and taken a fabric and stretched it across.
Right.
What he's done is he's going to take some steel bearings and he's going to put one down, and that's
This is
basically
all-
our sun, right?
Listen. All of
Are you going to let me finish or what?
These are our lives, and then the big one is the big story.
Well, my point here is that he puts a big ball right in the middle there, and it kind of bends the fabric of space, is how he says it. and says orbits, and he takes some marbles and they spin around that middle part. And it's a very good explanation on what is gravity. Now, if this was a sun and something was orbiting around it, and mind you, every time it spins around, that's 1 year for us.
Right.
Eventually, it gets closer and closer and closer until it falls into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what's happening to us.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make sense that we're getting hotter because of that?
Are you currently trying to?
I'm trying to come up with a
say
theory here.
that global warming is because we are getting closer to the sun.
Would you not agree that's part of it?
I'd say that
Is it
it
part
is
of it?
quite possible.
Okay.
However,
I'm not saying I'm just trying to.
do you
Go ahead.
trust the scientists enough to understand what our trajectory to the sun is?
Right.
Do you believe in that?
Well, we're all
Hold
traveling
on.
with the sun, right?
Do you believe that eventually we will
It might
go
take
into the sun?
it might take billions of years.
No, like thousands of billions of years.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
Like-
unfathomable amount of time.
So-
Like we can't even conceive of the years
But our sun is going to explode
before that. Right.
Okay. And you believe in that science.
Well, yeah, if it's a consensus,
it's-
pretty much.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
deny
Okay.
climate change, by the way.
Okay.
Let's make that clear.
Okay, but I was just saying you believe in some science and then
Some science. I
Right.
believe in lots of science.
You believe in that science.
all the science.
And then you're
pretty
saying
much all the science.
And then you're saying that
especially
you
flat
believe-
Earth science.
You believe in human created climate change.
Yeah, totally.
You believe in like a human
I've always said it this way,
input.
and if you listen to older episodes, which I doubt you guys are going to fucking do, but what I've said in previous episodes is that, think about it this way. If we put our car in our garage and let it run while we're in there, we're
You're
going to
gonna die.
I think of our Earth sort of like that, where it's sort of a closed-off system. And and times that by a billion cars out there, especially in California where smog is a thing. Yeah, totally. I totally can agree with that. But can you not see that also this could be, part of why we're global warming as well?
I will say that it could be a contributing factor.
Yeah. And we're
it-
speeding it up maybe.
But no,
But it's still happening.
No, we're not speeding it up.
Oh, okay.
Because we can't speed it up. Like our mass doesn't change.
I'm not talking about speeding up our trajectory to the sun.
the-
I'm talking
the-
about global warming.
The only way that we could speed it up based on our magnetic pull to the Earth is if we were to like go to some other planet or grab more asteroids and bring that shit back to Earth to increase our
We can
mass.
call it Uranus.
We bring that back and we increase the Earth's mass, and then that could
It's a pretty interesting theory, huh?
exponentially
When you look at it like that. Every time it orbits, it gets a little bit closer to the sun.
When the band that the habitable zone is very thin where we're at, like it's not a big margin. The Goldilocks zone.
So what I'm trying to tell you here is that
Eventually we will fall out
We're
of it.
probably contributing to climate change, but ultimately, aren't we all going to roll into the fucking sun?
Yeah, so that goes back to my point. Prepare for your maker, everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
pray, light a candle tonight, rub an egg on yourself, because you're gonna fucking die. We're all gonna die. But I mean, seriously. And then tell all your loved ones right now, hey, I'm happy. I'm having a good life. And if I died tomorrow, I'd be okay with it. It'd be a damn shame. But look, I'm telling you, I've talked to dead people. I've talked to dead people not directly, but through people that could talk to dead people. They're fine. They're fine. And the people that died in that tragedy, they are okay. The ones that we need to support, and then I know that everybody's like, oh, and this is the worst thing I hate about the left, is they're all like, oh, they're saying send thoughts and prayers.
Do you hate that or what? I hate when people say that.
I hate when they I just hate everybody, man. Send thoughts and prayers. Call your
You and
family.
me both, man.
If you have people in El Paso, call them, reach out to them.
That's right.
I've sent personal messages to people that I barely know, but I know from El Paso, and I reached out to them. I reached out to a friend who went to college in Dayton
we gotta cut it.
for a year, and I mean that was stupid. But what I'm saying is, let's be human.
Be human.
Be human. And don't be assholes.
That's right. Thank you guys for listening to Emergency Exit Podcast. If you guys like our content, follow us on Twitter, everything, all that crap.
Shit hurts my
For
heart.
Jimmy, Orange Man Bad Preston. For Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell. I'm Los saying... That's right. Thanks you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.